Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Monday Mornings with the Smiths.
Hello.
How are you doing? So, this month we will be talking about the blended family.
Yes.
That's a very serious topic, babe.
Yes, it is.
Because a large percentage of family are blended family.
Absolutely, that's correct.
And so while you were dating, and let's say during your dating period, you're dating someone that has children, or you yourself probably had children or have children, what did it look like? What did your blending look, what did your dating look like? How much did you involve the children? Did they have a say-so in any decision that are being made and stuff like that? I'm just curious to hear. But let's listen to what a couple has to say about that.
How's everyone doing? I'm James Green.
And I'm Cynthia Green, and we're with Marriage Built to Last.
And we are
America's favorite couple.
So we're just coming to you, giving you our take on blended families. Because yes, we are a blended family. And when we were getting married, I had two children who were 29 and 24.
And I had two children who were 12 and 17. And so when we all came together on that wedding day, James and I had done everything wrong when it came to the kids. Now, we did everything right when it came to us, but when it came to the kids, we did not do things right from the beginning. James and I, we were just friends, had been friends for years. My kids knew him. They saw him when he came around, but we never sat down and allowed them to get to know him when we were dating. And then when we got engaged, we didn't even include them in that or make a big announcement with them and say, okay, we're engaged, we're planning to get married. We did none of that. And so we just kind of sprung the wedding on them when it was pretty much already planned. And we just let them know what the wedding date was and that they were going to do this and they were going to do that. So if we had to do all over again, when we were dating, we would bring all the kids together, let them get to know each other, let his kids get to know me, and my kids get to know him, and we all get to know each other as a family.
Yes.
That is what we would do if we were to do it the right way.
Right. And we did it the wrong way because we did sit them down and told them of our intentions and told them where we're heading, but that was after the fact. That was after the fact that we had already got married. They were already in the wedding because we had our children as the best man and the maid of honor and all that. It was a family wedding. But even though it was a family wedding, we did not sit them down and tell them we were planning to get married and we would all become one family.
Yes, we didn't teach them or show them how we were becoming a family. We didn't discuss becoming a family. We just kind of made the family come together. And so that is how the conflict came around in our marriage in the beginning. One day when my son got upset, he says, I don't even know that dude. He's just your husband.
Right.
And that's when a light bulb went off like, oh my gosh, he doesn't really know him. We never gave him a chance to know each other. They never did father-son things together and got to know each other and build a relationship. So we just want to encourage you and let other couples know that we encourage you to let your kids get to know the other kids. If there's other kids on both sides, know each other individually, know the other person, the other adult individually, and bring them together and grow together as a unit before you get married.
Right, especially if you have younger kids, because my kids were older and they just wanted me to be happy. But when you have younger kids, that's when it takes some time to get to know them. So when you go into the marriage, don't try to go in and discipline them right away. Get to know them, and it's going to take some time. So what you got to do is find out what they like, find out their interests, take an interest in what they like, and then build that relationship, and then you have that great blended family like we have today.
Yes, absolutely. We have an awesome family today. And so just remember, if you build it,
It will last.
Thanks to James and Cynthia Green for sharing their blended story with us. And we can definitely relate because we made a lot of the same mistakes that they
Yes.
did. Not including the children, falling in love with each other and just assuming that the children would also fall in love with the relationship. But I want to share some tips. If you are dating and you have children, or the other person has children, or both parties have children, how can you date and blend at the same time? Here are a few tips to help you. Number one, acknowledge to yourself that children are likely to view you dating as somehow usurping their place in your life. So now you're going to start dating. That means that they're not sure where they fit in with you and your new partner. So just acknowledge that they are going to go through that and have your answers prepared for them. Let them know that they're still important to you. You still love them, and their well-being is important. But step number 2 is also critical. Letting them know that adults need other adults. They need that time. The same way that children need to have time with other children, that adults need to have time with other adults as well. And number 3, when that relationship begins to get serious, do not try to sugarcoat it and say, oh, this is just mommy's friend. Let them in on the process.
Or daddy's friend.
Or daddy's friend.
Right.
Let them in that, this is someone that I'm dating. We are getting to know each other so that they feel that they're a part of the process. And one word of caution, never tell your children that you're not going to date someone that they don't like. We tend to forget that children, especially when there's been a divorce or a death or some other loss of their biological parent, and you're bringing someone new into the situation, they will try to manipulate as much as they can. So if you make a statement that you're not going to date someone that they don't like, they're not going to like anyone.
Period.
So let them know that you do respect their opinion. You want to know how they feel and what they think about this other person so that you can have that open dialogue with them.
And remember, at the end of the day, your children will always see that person as, well, you're trying to replace mom or you're trying to replace dad.
Yes.
And so it is your job, your duty to assure them that it's not a replacement.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? Above all, have hope. Have hope that when that right person comes along, the relationship may not be perfect with your children, but it's going to be a process and they're going to be involved in that process. And that's something that we strongly believe in. Keep the lines of communication open. Continue to let your children know how much they mean to you. Set aside time where it's just you and your children. That's really, really important. But also introduce them to that new person if you feel that the relationship is progressing to a deeper level.
Well, there you have it, folks. Join us tonight.
Yes.
And the Chris Richardson Show. I can never say that. Chris Richardson Show.
Yes.
The number is at the bottom of your screen.
Yes.
At 9 o'clock. You can't afford to miss it. We will be diving deeper into the blended family, what it should look like based on experiences and stuff like that.
Yep.
Until then, have a blessed Monday.
Happy Monday. See you next week.